Stephen, everyone, like to okay?
Jürgen, what was your overall thoughts on the game? Obviously, it was a bit of a crazy one, but were you disappointed with the performance?
Yes, very disappointed. I think around all 3 goals we made decisive mistakes, like the first goal. Of course, definitely too early in our situation is obviously not what you need to get a foot in the game. I understand it a little bit because it's a situation where we pass the ball forward, lose it, and have a chance to win it back. Jürgen nearly blocks the ball. If he can block the ball, then I think we go the other way. I can't block the ball first plays through our lines, and there we have to interrupt the game. However, I don't know exactly, I have to look it back, but because the moment when Odegaard is free on the ball, I think it was Odegaard and passed the ball to Martinelli. So this pass is not to defend anymore. It's just not possible. Yeah, 1-0 down, really bad start. But start controlling the game, play a really good game against a very aggressive, full of confidence Arsenal side. But we really showed that we are here for a reason. Scored the equalizer, wonderful goal, great play, an open game. Could go either way, I think, with advantages for us. More possession, more finishes, these kind of things. Yeah, and then we make a bad decision before half-time. We get a free kick, and it's a situation where we ignore a free kick. I'm completely guilty for that. As an excuse from my side, I can say I was surprised that we went up front and like, what are we doing? But then, yeah, if the boys are convinced, then let's score a goal. But we didn't. We conceded one on the other end, and that's now, of course, not. Yeah, like after the worst possible start, now we had the worst possible end. The first half, going in half-time, there we have additional problems. Lucho, we had to change already before, obviously. Something with the knee, not good. Not good. He will have a scan and then we know more. I have no idea about the extent. But on top of that, Trent on the bed as well, and with the ankle, twisted ankle, not good. Trent never, in 7 years, never went off if he could have played on. So pain, not too much pain, slight swelling immediately, so we'll have to scan. But told the boys, so we have to try to obviously cut off the 2 goals and build on the good stuff. But that means you have to play football again, and that's what we didn't do. Yes, Arsenal came out again very aggressive, man-to-man against Hendo and Thiago. But we were not flexible enough anymore in the front line. So didn't drop in the right moments, didn't offer half spaces apart from the goal, where we did that obviously particularly well. Then we scored the equalizer, and now it's a really open game. I think with again a slight advantage for us, but then the penalty happens, and what can I say now about that situation? So he thought immediately it's a penalty, which is interesting, but his decision. Mr. England had a look at it and thought as well as a penalty. So how we know in life, if 2 refs think the same, then it's the truth we have to live with. But if I see the situation back, when if there was contact, and I'm not sure there was contact, but there might have been soft contact, of course. But the player goes again on both feet and then down. That's an indication that something might have been made up a bit. So. But not for the refs. But they thought it's a clear, not a handball in the first half when Diogo put the ball on Gabriel's arm. We cannot change that. You know, our situation is now obviously a really difficult one. But if then it's already difficult enough with injuries now on top of that. But if in a game like this, these decisions go against you, yeah, it's kind of typical, but it doesn't help. And well, now we've lost the game. With a lot of good moments, again, not to forget, the team in form played against the team not in form, pretty much. And we played some good stuff and could have got a result here. I think a draw would have been a deserved result, but now we have to deal with that, and it's fine.
Calculating.
Jürgen, at the moment it seems like it's one step forward, one step back. You mentioned form there. Do you think this is just kind of circumstances all coming together at the moment, or do you have deeper concerns about where the team is right now?
What kind of deeper concerns?
Like just whether it needs to be changed, formation. I mean, obviously there's so much focus on you have to change the attack, but that's I'm asking you. Do you have deeper concerns, or do you think it's just?
No, not about that. Not about that. I think the goals we conceded had nothing to do with the system. Did we have to get used to it a bit more? It's normal as well. Can we play it again? I don't know, because we lost today one important part of it. So we have to see who is available for the next game. But do I have deeper concerns? Yes, of course. I'm not happy. How can I? Your colleague from Talksport told me now he knows me just happy all the time and making jokes. So I'm not sure exactly which type, which Jürgen Klopp he knows. But we are obviously neither in a mood for jokes nor happy. We are in a tough moment, and we want to get through this together, and that's what we are working on.
With Liverpool's run last season, competing for 4 trophies, do you think this is a factor into how well, or I don't know if you think it's well, Liverpool are playing this season already? And how do you plan on moving up the table?
Moving up the table by winning football games, so that's a good idea. And what was the rest? That we didn't win, or that we played a long season, or didn't win the 2 trophies? That's the 2 different questions I get asked.
So I was saying how Liverpool last season we were competing for 4 trophies. Do you think it's a factor into depending on how well you're doing already this season?
If we are competing for 4 trophies this year, last season, yeah, I know. Okay, sorry. I really try to understand. But what has to do with this season? That's the part I didn't understand yet.
I was asking if you think it's the factor as to how well you're doing this season.
No.
Sorry.
I don't know. Sorry, it's fine. No, I don't. I know. That's quite a lot of people ask me that if we play, how we play, because last year we lost the 2 big trophies. It feels like it's years ago. I don't think it's the reason, but I understand that you all out there think about around all corners and try to find a reason, but things like this can happen.
Gentleman in the second row.
Jürgen, this defeat leaves you 14 points behind Arsenal. I know you've got a game in hand, but inevitably people are going to say, oh, where does this leave Liverpool's title chances and chances in getting even for the top 4? Where do you kind of see yourself in those?
Yeah, not in the title race. Imagine I would sit here and think we are nearly there. Wait. Look, we saw a lot of things. So we have problems in the moment, but because the team informed the leader of the table, massive problems today. I think even in a really bad situation for us, with early changes and stuff like this, we caused them real problems. So that's the truth as well. We have to continue. So of course, in a situation like ours, now you play Arsenal, and now we play Rangers, obviously, and then you play Man City. Is that the perfect opponent for finding confidence back? Probably not. So, but we will go out there and fight, and that's what we have to do, and that's what we will do. And we are not here for being happy with the situation we are in and stuff like this, and thinking about last year and nearly there, nearly not at all. Nobody of us is like that, but. It's always like this in a situation like this. It's you can ask all the questions, but my answers are I cannot change them really a lot. If you're winning, there are 5 million things we could talk about. He's great, he's super, and the goals was outstanding. If you're losing, it's always the same. It's a bit more. The conversations are a bit more rusty, yeah. And I cannot change that. I couldn't be bothered about it, to be honest. But we work on solutions. Today I saw. How's that? Some of them. But when you then knock down with your, what is a nice word for the backside? So what you build with your hand, you knock down with your backside, that's not helpful. And that's what we did today. And that makes it obviously even more difficult. And So, but we will keep going.
We have a lot of hands up, but we won't get through everyone. I'll just start the gentleman with glasses. We're going to have to get through as many as quick as we can. Gentleman behind.
I know it's difficult after defeat, but you were full of praise for Arsenal before Martinelli, Odegaard, Saka and so on. What's your impression now, having stood at the side of the difference?
Didn't change during the game. They're still good. And yes, it's a very difficult moment to talk about that, but how I said, my situation is that I have to answer all the questions, even the one why I'm not laughing, which I really cannot believe. So, if the questions, that's the last question. You have a long way home. Oh.
You mentioned that despite the defeat, you have seen like good stuff from your team. Within the good thing you've seen from Liverpool, how do you rate Darwin's performance? Not only because he scored,
was good.
but he makes run on.
Was good. Was good. Sharp. Good. Involved in nearly everything. Scored a great goal. Yeah. Good.
Last one to the gentleman here. And Pedro, and then we'll have to...
Hi, Jürgen.
Hi.
Ask for your reasoning behind the substitution of Mo Salah.
Why you give questions away like honestly, it's a good question. It's new in the job. I thought we can. So we had to defend again on a high level, and we tried to put Hendo on that side there. Mo did unbelievable. A lot, really big workload when we put in a real shift. And that sometimes it's very intense, and that's why we thought we can do it with Hendo, and then we wanted still to win even when we took a strike off.
Thank you, everyone.